Okay. Hey, there we are. I shut my camera off. I forgot. Oh, what's going on, guys? Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to try to keep this to about an hour. So I'm going to try to be as quick as I can with everything for the rewatch and everything. And if you have any questions or comments that you want me to read or interact with, please tag Tone Wars or put 3 question marks in front of it so I can get back with you and not miss your comment. I don't like people to feel ignored, so I will definitely do my best to interact with you and not miss your comments. I just want to say hello real quick, and then we'll get started. Gunnerman54, Steve Shaheen, JB50 Watt, John Claudio, Jose Cowell, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Jason Taylor, what's up, man? Homie Clown, The Law, what's up? Jamie, how you doing? Tyler Reed. Warmcord, what's up, Jay? And CS, what's going on, Chris? All right, so, you know, there's a lot of conjecture still about this amp, and, you know, everybody has a right to their opinion, especially the people who have actually played it. Yeah. So, what I want to do is, right. Yeah, what I want to do is shoot this amp out with amps that are kind of priced in the same neighborhood, you know. And I know that there's a new Archon coming out. I have the American made, but yeah, what the hell, you know. I'll put it up against the Archon 100 that I have, and thanks to Motor City Guitar, I was lucky enough to pick up a 6505 from the store today and use that. And then Steve Shaheen, big shout out to my friend Steve Shaheen for letting me use his Iconic for this episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do, you know, a bunch of mixes tonight. I'll do a few. I'll play my 2 basic mixes so I don't have to worry about, you know, being all warmed up and perfect and everything. And just show you what these sound like back to back in mixes. And then I'll just go channel to channel on each amplifier. I'll compare the cleans. I'll compare like the crunch channels on them. Like the Archon's got 1 high gain channel and 1 clean. So it is what it is on that. But with the Iconic and the 6505 Plus, you have a clean and or a crunch channel on those, and I want to compare those and the high gain stuff as well, obviously. So is Carrie here? Hey, what's going on, Carrie? Good to see you here. I wish you were here, but it's good to see you in the chat. All right, so let's do some riffs on the Iconic. I'm on the red channel right now. Let's just hear what it sounds like. All right. Anybody who says this amp doesn't have enough balls or gain or great tone or whatever is full of it. This amp definitely has all of those things. It's slamming right now. I mean, I can feel it shaking the walls in the room. It's got plenty of low end. It's got tons of aggression and gain. So anybody who says otherwise, yeah, they need to get their ears cleaned out. So yeah, it's freaking incredible. It sounds really freaking good. This is the second time I've had this amp here. The first time was an initial dial-in and stuff like that. Now that I've had it on the rack and have had more time with it to compare it with other amps, it definitely has a good standing against pretty much just about anything you put it up against. I mean, it holds its own very well. Now, is it better than those amps? Well, that's up to you, you know, and I'm not trying to be a fence sitter with that. I mean, I know that tone is subjective, so who am I to tell you what's better or what's not? I'm just going to tell you what I'm experiencing in the room and through the in-ears that I'm listening to right now and with the mixes. And then you guys take what I say with a grain of salt and add your opinion, which is more important than mine, to what I'm saying, you know, and because your opinion for what you buy is the most important one, because you're the one that's got to play it. So I'm just a guy delivering a message, and you do with it what you want. So yeah, hopefully you can see the settings really good here. I have these 3 amps set up. I think I got them dialed in good with the, you know, as far as the volume goes. If I got to fine tune some stuff, bear with me. We're live, so, you know, stuff happens. So let me just go through the amps real quick and just show you what they sound like up against each other. Keep track at the bottom of the screen. You'll see what amp I'm playing. 1 second. Alright, all 3 of these amps sound good. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I need to add a little more low end to the PRS. It seemed a little thinner than the other amps, and doesn't mean the amp's that way, just the way I have it set up. So it's been a crazy day. So all right, so let's do one shootout at a time. Let's put the Iconic up against the 6505 right now. I feel like I got the 6505 dialed in pretty good. I'm very familiar with this amp, and if I got to fine tune it, I will, because I'm going to be as fair as possible with it. I already shot these out at Steve Shaheen's house briefly in his living room, and I ended up walking out of there with some pretty interesting thoughts. So now we're doing it in my house with mics and stuff, so it's going to be a little different, but let's just see what we got. I'm just going to play the same basic boring-ass riffs on these amps. So what we're listening for is an entertainment. It's, you know, let's hear what these things sound like. So 1 second here. Alright, so what I'm hearing is I like the top end on the Iconic better. It's more solid and more, it's got better, I don't know, it's got a better bite to me. It's more modern sounding. Where the top end on the 6505 Plus is a little all over the place in comparison. It's kind of fizzy and bitey at the same time. And the Iconic feels better to play for sure. My hands really enjoy the Iconic more than the 6505 Plus. And again, I'm on the red channel on both of these, okay? But right now, the way they're set up, the 6505 Plus definitely has a little more low end. I think that's an easy fix. I'll just turn the resonance up a little bit on the Iconic and the lows. See, all these knobs on these amps have different tolerances. It's amazing. Like, you know, 1 amp at 2 o'clock with the bass has no bass, but at all the way up it's got plenty. And another amp at 9 o'clock has plenty. So it's not that the amp doesn't have any low end. It's just there's a different tolerance on the knob. So now that I've adjusted that, I'm going to keep going back and forth between these two and see if I can get the Iconic to sound as big as the 6505 Plus. That thing's got a nasty snarl to it, that Iconic, man. What a nasty snarl. It's weird because now when I go back and forth, and by the way, I did dial in enough low end now. So I got the lows at about 3 o'clock, resonance about 3 o'clock, and we are plenty of low end here. I'm liking the voicing of the Iconic better. I actually prefer the voicing on the Iconic. It's more modern. It's got that nasty snarl to it, and I freaking love it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn off the Mud Killer, and let's see how they sound without the Mud Killer. And please forgive me if there's clipping. It's just they'll have more low end now, so let's figure that out. Iconic is a little tighter and a little more solid. Both of them feel pretty good to play, but I feel like the Iconic's a little tighter. It could be, you know, the way I have them set up to sound good with the overdrive pedal. I'm not going to monkey around with knobs all night, but at these settings, I'd have to give a slight win to the Iconic. Still, now, much respect to the 6505 Plus. Older amp, and it still sounds great. So if you have one, don't feel bad. It's still a good amp. But so far, I'm preferring the Iconic. Now, here's the part is where it's going to get really interesting. I'm going to do a mix between the two really quick. And after that, we're going to go over the crunch channel on both of these amps. Because, again, we're on the red channels on both right now. And I'm definitely preferring the Iconic with tone and feel. I don't know, it just got more of a modern voicing to me. So let's do a mix real quick between them and see what we got. All right, so definitive win, in my opinion, with the Iconic. If I was to be at a store right now and I was playing these both in a mix and stuff, I would walk out with the Iconic so far. So far. It was, honestly, it felt better to play. It was a lot more fun to play. My hands, seriously, are much happier with the Iconic. And I love the refined top end, and I love the modern voicing that it has. I know it's, you know, people, oh, it's supposed to be Eddie's classic tone. In this channel, anyways, I'm hearing some modern stuff going on here. Look what I'm surrounded by. Okay, and this thing is sounding pretty darn good right now, and I'm familiar with modern tones because I got them everywhere here. And I'm really digging it over the 6505 Plus. I mean, it's 100% confident win for me right now. I would walk out of the store with the Iconic. Now, let's compare the crunch channels on them. Okay, so the 6505 Plus, as you know, has a crunch channel. So let's go to that. Let's see. Oh, there's a channel selector. Okay, all these buttons I got to keep track of here. So let's switch to channel 1 on the Iconic. Let's see how these compare. Yeah, it's not even a contest. It's not even a contest. All right, so just being honest here. So here are my settings. I got the pre is pretty much cranked because there's not much gain in this channel. I got the lows at everything's pretty much top dead center here. Let me mess with the crunch channel or rhythm channel on the 6505. Let me give it the best effort that I can to compete here. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to the rhythm channel on the 6505 Plus to make it equal what the crunch or rhythm channel, green channel, whatever you want to call it, on the Iconic will do. Much better. And see, that's a thing that I've always said. Like, if you're going to give us an amp with a crunch channel and a lead channel, then make the crunch channel work. I mean, don't make it some dull, flubby, lifeless piece of crap channel. And no offense, Peavey, but that's what I'm getting here out of the 6505, especially when I compare it to the Iconic. I mean, it's just, that's a crunch channel I would use. I would totally use that crunch channel in the Iconic. You know, no problem at all. That's a great sounding and feeling channel, especially when you compare it to the 6505 Plus. Now, I know Peavey's coming out with the 6505 Plus 2. I haven't played it yet, but I am gonna. They are sending it to me, and I hope to God they change that channel, because that channel, in my opinion, so far is completely useless. So now I'm even more sure I would walk out the store with the Iconic. I'd be like, okay, there you go. All right. I mean, that's it right there. I mean, that sums it up. I mean, if I wanted a good crunch and lead channel, I would totally go with the Iconic, 100%. It just sounds way better and it feels way better. You can dial it in any way you want. I mean, you can see the settings here. Now I have the gain at like 2 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock on channel 1, and over here I got it cranked, and I'm still not getting enough, aggression at all out of the 6505 Plus. So just so you know, that's the deal. Anyways, 60 people here almost. Awesome. Again, welcome. If you have questions, tag Tone Wars or put 3 question marks in front of it. I don't want to miss anybody's questions or comments, but I'll take more of those at the end. So, all right, so now let's do, let's see here. Let's turn off the overdrive on the clean channel on the Iconic. Let me dial that in real quick, and then I'll compare it to the clean channel on the 6505. Okay, so with the Iconic, I mean, right away it was fine. I just turned off the burn button or the overdrive button, and it got clean. And you know, truthfully, so did the 6505 Plus. Just turned it off, and it got pretty clean. There's a harshness on the 6505 Plus clean channel that's not really to my liking. Where with the Iconic, it's warmer and chimier. It's just got this really nice kind of musical thing about it, especially when you compare them side by side. I prefer the Iconic. So yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, I honestly, like, I'd walk out the door with the Iconic between these two, and it wouldn't be a hard decision. Again, I'm not saying that the 6505 Plus is not good. It's still a good amp, and your tastes may vary. But as far as I'm concerned, I would easily walk out the door with the Iconic. It wouldn't even be a question in my mind. And I would be really happy with the purchase, and I would never think twice about it. I just love the voicing. I love the way it feels. It's got plenty of gain. And anybody out there that says it doesn't chug or it doesn't have a lot of aggression or a good tone in it is full of it. I mean, this amp really does do a good job at those things. And, you know, if I was comparing it to the 6505 Plus brand new, I mean, you're going to save money by getting the Iconic and walk out with paying less money. So maybe you'll have enough for an overdrive pedal to add to it, you know. So I just think it's a good way to go so far. So now let's go ahead and switch to the Archon. You know, the freaking American-made 100-watt Archon. So let's see how it fares against that. So that might be interesting, huh? So let's go ahead and go. Let's see here. Let's go to the Archon, and we play some riffs on that. We'll switch back and forth. All right, both sound great. I think I need to add a little more top end to the Iconic to kind of match what's going on with the PRS here. So let's go back and forth real quick, and I'll dial it in. All right, so now the I matched the top end of the Archon, but now the Archon's sounding a little empty in comparison. So let me add some low end to the Archon. Again, I'm just trying to be as fair as I can here. I have no horse in this race. The winner of this contest should be you, with the information that you get from it. That's all I care about. I'm not trying to shill for anybody. I couldn't care less which amp you think is better, because I think all three of them are pretty darn good. Here we go. I added some more bass and depth to the Archon. Yeah, there's definitely more thickness in the Iconic than the Archon. Now, granted, the Archon's an older amp, and a lot's changed. A lot has changed over the years. I mean, people are looking for more frequencies in their amps now, and I think the Iconics definitely, has them. Between the two, oh man, I'm really. I just got to be honest with you. There's really some stuff I'm liking about the Iconic, between these two. There's something going on with the mids between them. Let me see if I can figure that out. Yeah, I was right. I had the mids a little low on the Iconic when you're comparing it to the PRS. So I just bumped them up to almost 1 o'clock, and it filled it up nice. It's fuller, it's thicker, it's beefier, and it's definitely more aggressive than the PRS Archon. It really is. Like, honestly, if I was in the store, here we go again with that scenario. So far, I would pick the Iconic. I really would. And this is my first time actually putting them head to head, because all I did earlier was just volume match them for like 5 minutes, and it didn't even take that long. So I haven't really shot these out yet. You're seeing kind of a real reaction here. So let me do a mix on each one and see how that goes. Let's do the same mix. There we go. Okay, I don't know what you guys are hearing, but again, I'm back to a more solid performance with the Iconic. It felt better to play. It was more responsive, and I felt like it just had more frequencies it was putting out. And the top end in it has a nice bite to it, and it's solid. It's like a solid bite. I'm having a hard time describing this, so I apologize. But you have a softer top end with the Archon. It's just a softer top end, and I love like how reactive the Iconic is. Like as soon as the pick is hitting the strings, you got like all the it's got that nice freaking punch to it, where the Archon's a little softer. Now, depending on your taste, you may disagree with me and say, "Well, I like something that's got a little softer top end to it." And you know what? If you like that, then maybe go with the Archon. Maybe that would be a better amplifier for you. I still think it's a great amp, but again, I'm pretending I'm at a store right now. Like, which one would I walk out the door with, So let's do this. The Archon, again, only has one high gain channel, which is fine. But let's see how channel 1 in crunch mode compares to the Archon in its high gain mode. So let's just see how that goes. So let's turn the overdrive on. And 1 second here. Definitely more solid, more frequencies, stronger top end, more aggression, and more bite on the Stel or the, I get all my kids mixed up. On the Iconic, I'm digging it, man. And this particular shootout as well, it really does sound great. And again, this is the green channel in crunch mode, so. It's definitely doing it for me in comparison to these two. I'm just feeling just more of a modern punch to it and top end. It's just more refined, and the Archon was never known to be fizzy, but when you compare it to the Iconic, you can hear a little bit of a softer kind of fizz in the top end. I mean, it's not bad. It's still a great amp, so please don't get me wrong, but I think I would pick. I mean, when you got a crunch channel in this amp in the Iconic, that's not even the high gain version of this. The channels in this amp, and it's keeping up easily with the high gain channel in the Archon. That's pretty good. That says a lot about that channel, and that's something I've been saying for a couple of years now. Is again, I hate it. I absolutely freaking hate it when they come out with an amplifier with 3 channels, and it's like, well, here's your crunch channel. It's like, no one's going to use that. Nobody. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of them giving us this crappy crunch channel that we can't use, but we're paying for it. So if you're going to put a crunch channel on an amplifier, then make it do its thing. Make it crunchy. You know, if it's, you know, well, we don't want to make something that's got too much gain. Hey, stupid, guess what? I know what a gain knob does. I know how to turn it down if I don't need that much gain. Are you freaking kidding me? You know, I can turn it down. There's no such thing as too much gain in an amplifier because I can turn it down, you know? And they never make the crunch channels right. But guess what? In the Iconic, they did. I don't have anything bad to say about the crunch channel at all in the Iconic. It works. It totally freaking works. So, all right. So the Archon is known to have a killer clean channel. So I think it would be fair, you know, to compare those and see what we have there. Let me turn. Gosh, keeping track of all this stuff. All right, 1 second here, guys. All right, so let's do this. Let's turn off all the effects. One second. I would score them pretty much even. You know, I'd say that they're even. I had the mids bumped up on channel 1, which is a shared EQ, of course, and so I bumped the mids back just a hair, just under noon, because I was hearing a little bit of honk on it when I compared it to the Archon, because the Archon clean channel is amazing. It's really good. And it was a little more musical until I brought the mids down on the Iconic, and it was like, oh, there's that musicalness, you know, or musicality, or whatever you want to call it, in the Iconic. So I had, you know, I think both of them sound great. I think it's just up to you which one you like better. I think they're so close, it's kind of a negligible thing between them. I think you could go either way with these, and I think they're both great clean channels. So it's just amazing on this amplifier on the Iconic how clean and chimey and beautiful it is, and you just push a button and it just turns into an absolute rage monster with a push of button. You don't have to turn any knobs or anything, just boom, it just goes from beauty to the beast instantly. It's just amazing. So that's actually really cool. I think I missed a super chat. Oh, Jason Taylor, thank you so much, man. He says, looks like the Iconic would be a great addition, especially considering the price. Thanks for the review. You are very welcome, and thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that immensely. Yeah, especially for the price, it would be a great addition. Now, the thing is it really depends on what you're looking for. I mean, I've had some people reach out to me after I did my Saturday morning review of it, and they were like, man, should I get it? And I was just like, it depends on your collection. I mean, if you got a bunch of Grail amps and like really expensive amps and stuff, and you want to add the Iconic to that collection, I mean, I'm sure it would stand on its own and do a really good job in a collection like that. But some people just, they really want the best, and gosh, it's such a subjective thing. I always feel like this huge level of responsibility when I'm recommending stuff to people, because I don't want you to waste your money based on my recommendation. I have too much respect for people for that. But at the same time, I don't want you to miss out on stuff either, So I'm kind of, I mean, at that price, I mean, I know you can easily sell it if it doesn't work out for you. So I think it's a good risk-taking price. I know they just jumped up $100, and it's funny, with the supply issues and stuff that we're having. I mean, $100 jump in price is not surprising. It's kind of coming earlier than I thought, but here's the thing. Anytime, so all right, let me just put it to you this way, because there's people making comments about that. Oh, they're not selling, so they have to bump the price up $100 to cover all the returns and stuff, and that is the stupidest statement I've ever heard. Because here's the thing. All right, let me ask you something. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when a product? Let's just say they drop the price by $100. What's the first thing you would think? I know what it is. Oh, they must not be selling. Because they gotta sell more, so they gotta drop the price. What's the first thing you think when the price goes up? Well, obviously they're selling a lot of them, and they're trying to slow that down a little bit because they don't want to run out. And it's a supply and demand thing. So of course the price is going to go up a little bit. It's how it goes. It's the same thing with the EVH Stealth. When that first came out, it was $12.99, went up to $14.99. Why? Because they were selling the crap out of them. So it's just the way things work. It's called supply and demand. It's simple logic. So. But yeah, I think, I mean, in this shootout, and I know, this sounds like I'm a fanboy of the Iconic, and I'm not. I'm just being honest with you. I think, as far as I'm concerned, in this particular shootout, I would walk out of the door with the Iconic. I feel like I'm going to get more tones and more, flexibility with the Iconic, because I got a great clean channel. I have an amazing rhythm channel, and I have an awesome lead channel. And I haven't even gotten into the other features yet. I'm just going tone and feel. That's it. So what's cool about it, too, is, you have all those features. You're probably going to save some money, and it does what it does very well. It's got a better tone and again, I'm a modern metal player, so take that with a grain of salt with what, I'm saying here. But for me, my taste and my needs out of this shootout, I would easily walk out the door with the Iconic. I think these other amps did a great job in the shootout. I think they sounded good and they had a good feel, and everything. But man, I think the Iconic has a more modern tone than the Archon, and definitely the 6505 Plus. And again, like with the 6505 Plus, the clean channel and the crunch channel on that are just, they're just kind of okay. I think the clean channel on 6505 Plus is better than the rhythm channel version with the crunch pushed in. I would never use the rhythm channel on that at all. So you're paying for an amplifier that's got a channel on it that I think is useless, in my opinion, especially if you're a metal guy. But with the Iconic, everything you're paying for is actually something you could easily use. All of it. It's all usable, and that's an amp done right, especially in its price point. And I proved it. I played it. I showed you. I shot it out with other amplifiers. I played it in mixes. And I'm just being honest with you. I mean, if this thing sucked, if it came out and it was just an absolute turd, I would tell you it was. I have nothing to gain by telling you either way. I don't care, I don't care if people buy it. I don't care if they hate it. I don't care if they love it. It's not like I'm getting a Christmas card from James Brown or EVH or Fender. They don't care. I'm just being honest with you. That's what this channel's all about. So if you like what you heard tonight and you've been on the fence, so you had a chance to hear it up against other amplifiers that are in its weight class as far as price goes and stuff. And I could have got the Archon 50. I got it right over there. But I was like, screw it. I'll use the Archon 100. Why not? We'll put that up against it. And I think it just fared better. I think the Archon is a great amp, but let's face it, it's an older amp now. And again, tastes have changed. And with modern metal, people want that more refined top end that's got that really nice grainy bite to it, and it just works better. And the Stealth is definitely one of those amps that has it as well. It's just got this really nice attack and slice. It just cuts through a mix really well, and it's not soft. It's more of a solid top end. So anyways, let me see. I'll be on for a few more minutes here. I got 64 people. Let's see here. So what do you guys think? Which one would you guys pick? Would you pick the Iconic, the 6505 Plus, or the Archon? And is there any other way you want me to shoot these out tonight? I can do it for you. You got me. I'm right here. I got to shoot another video tonight, so I can't stay on super long, but I'll be happy to do that. I just want everybody's questions to be answered. Because that's what this is about. Got nothing to hide. I have nothing to gain. No matter what decision you make tonight, I have nothing to gain by that or lose. It's just informative for you. That's what this channel's here for. See, James Dunn, the Iconic mids are more rounded and more modern than the other amps. Yeah, I just feel like it's just got a better, more modern voicing. I really do. I love the voicing in the Iconic, especially compared to these. Truth be told, I still prefer my Stealth 100. I love that amp. Oh my God, it's just so good. But the Iconic is also a great, I'll put it to you this way. If you can't afford a Stealth 100, this would be a good choice for you, and it wouldn't be like, oh, I couldn't afford the Stealth, so I got the crappy version of it. No, this is not a crappy version of it. It's actually a really good version of it, And for $9.99, I'll just say $9.99 now, because that's how much they are. It's still a great deal. It really is. Let's see here. So Matt Cat, PRS wins the battle for me. Clear brutality. The Iconic seems like a loose cannon. Interesting. Again, teach their own, and I respect your opinion. And I hope this video helped you choose what's better for you. Look, I'm not expecting everybody to walk away from this video going, oh, the Iconic was a clear winner. It's all subjective. And again, I don't care I don't care which one you pick. All I care about is that you come here and you get the right information that works for you. That's all this channel's about. I have nothing to gain or win or lose or anything depending on what decision you make. I just want you to be happy with it. Homie D Clown, $100 price hike on dem dare ironics. I like mine, but my 100-watt Stealth much more. Yeah, I like them both too. I like the Stealth more as well. I just feel like the Stealth has that big boy power. It's just it's got a bigger. And James Brown even said that. He's like, well, of course the Stealth is going to sound a little bigger. It's a 120-watt amp. It says it's 100, but it's actually 120 watts. It's a big behemoth of an amp. It's a nasty amplifier. So. Yes, and that was the thing too. Like people why didn't you buy the Iconic? Well, I have a Stealth. So if I came down here and I got the Iconic on one shelf and the Stealth on the other, I'm not saying I'd never play the Iconic. It's great. I'm enjoying the hell out of it tonight. But I would probably choose my Stealth more often because I do like it more. But again, if you can't afford a Stealth, right there, I think that would be a good replacement for it. And I think you would like it a lot. I really do. Let's see here. James Dunn, I would buy a Stealth overall. Yeah. Yep, Stealth is definitely a great amp. But I'm considering a Savage. Dude, the Savage is a whole nother beast. You know what I mean? It's got its own thing going on. And if you like the accent, I always call it the accent that Engel amps have. I mean, they have a nice snarl to them, and they're great. I would suggest that too. It's also very good. Jose, thank you so much. He says, I ordered the Iconic, so I better like it. I think you will, man. I mean, you see my settings here, right? Just take a screenshot on your whatever you're watching this on, if it's your phone or maybe your TV or whatever, but go up and take a picture of this, and those are the settings I'm using. So, you know, I have no processing on the mics. I'm using a Royer 121 and a SM57 blended together on my, you know, my 212 Mesa cab with vintage 30s. There's no post-processing. There's no, I mean, I'm live. How am I going to do that? I don't even have EQs on my mics. It's just raw. It's all raw, you know. So, let's see. David says, Stealth, in my opinion, is the top amp in on the market. You know, I would have to agree. I think that's the biggest no-brainer amplifier out there. It's like, if you don't like a Stealth, then you're obviously not a metal player. You know, it's just that good. The Stealth 100 especially, it's so freaking amazing. It really is. There's nothing to not like about it at all. I love that amp. CS. Nobody makes the Iconic sound good. Son! What's up, son? Yeah, you know, I don't understand that whole thing because the Iconic does sound really good. And I'm not shilling for them. I don't even own it. I don't care. No one's sending me one for free. Obviously, I don't need people to send me free amps. I own a business. I do pretty well for myself. I'm not trying to get free stuff. I don't need it. I don't want it. If I want an amp, I'll buy it. Thank you very much. And, you know, that's just the way I am. So, if somebody wants to send me an amp, I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not trying to shill for gear. You know, I mean, I don't really care. I have enough amps. I have too many freaking amps. You know, I can't even play them all. So right now it's like, oh, great, thanks for the amp I get to trip over. You know, so it's not like I pretty much got my bases covered as far as tones and stuff goes. I mean, I need another amp like I need a hole in my head, you know, right now. So I'm not trying to shill for anybody. You know, let's see here. Oh, James Brown's here. What's up, man? He said, we went 80 watts on the Iconic to get closer to Ed's Variac tone and to better tube life. Yeah, great job. Hey, James, while I have you here, how much did you work with Ed on this amp? You know, I just want to know, did he play any of the prototype versions of it? What were his thoughts? And stuff like that. And I'm being as respectful as I can about my question here. And I know it's probably a delicate subject, but I've always wanted to ask you that. You know, and by the way, dude, you know, if I could call you dude, thanks for making this. Seriously, what a great job. I mean, you kept it within a certain price point, and as far as I'm concerned, especially considering the price point, you spared nothing. You spared nothing. I mean, it's great. It really is. Within this price point, I honestly don't think you could get something that would top it. And again, that's all subjective, but tone, feel, and features, I mean, price point wise, this thing's freaking, it's a home run. It really freaking is. It's just absolutely amazing for the price. I mean, and I just shot it out against the 6505 Plus, which also is a great amplifier, and I just feel like it just has a more modern sound, a better voicing, and it's not as sluggish when you play it. It's very responsive, and it reacts to the overdrive pedal amazingly. And I just love the top end in the amp. It definitely has balls. It has plenty of low end and great mids, so no problem. And against the Archon, same thing. It just has a better top end. It's more solid and more aggressive. For me, again, if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you my opinion. So, looking forward to hearing James Brown's comment here, his response, because I'd really like to hear that. And again, dude, thank you so much for making this. I think you did a really good job. You know, I really do. CMO79 says, Tone Wars, hi, I really want to hear some more of the Peavey invective. I did see your video, but I want more in the Arnold voice. I want more. You know what? Maybe I can shoot it out for you. Maybe I'll hook the invective up and shoot it out with the Iconic, and we'll have a big old shootout between them, because the invective also has amazing crunch channel and an amazing lead channel. We'll see how they work together. So I will do that for you. I'll get to the chopper and get it done right away. Thank you. All right, so where yeah, royalty in the room. Homie D Clown says, that's awesome. Yeah. Let's see here. Sorry for the dead air. I'm just trying to keep up with you guys here. Hey, Johnny Romero, what's going on, man? He says, good evening all. Tuning in late, but I'll catch up. This should be good. Thanks, Jarrod, for another great show. You're welcome, buddy. You are welcome. Palm mute chug each one. Gcash or Gscash. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll chug them for you. Yeah, because some people are like, it doesn't chug. Oh, yeah, you want to bet? We'll get our chug on. Let me switch here. Let's get to the chuggies right now. Yeah, so there's your palm mute. Sorry I didn't have them all on the right channel. That's why I did a couple rounds there. But yeah, they all, again, they all sound good. You know, it's all subjective. But honestly, if I was at the store right now picking out an amplifier, I'd walk out with the Iconic. And you know, I'd be scratching my head too. Like, I just feel weird about this because I'm not spending as much. Like, I feel like I did something wrong. Like, I should be spending more. You know, and am I buying a cheaper amp? Am I buying something that's not as good because it's priced, you know, less? And it's like you got all that stuff going on in your head. Like, man, maybe I should be spending more. But you know what? Your ears and your hands are the only thing that matters when it comes to amplifiers. Your ears and your hands. If both your ears and your hands like it, who gives a crap what the price is? As long as those things are happy. Because I'll tell you what. You know, if we all based what we liked on amps at price alone, I mean, then it would just be a price war. Everybody would just, you know, charge more for their amps and go, well, if everybody wants the most expensive amp because they think it's the best, we'll just freaking keep raising our prices until people stop buying and we'll lower them around, find the market, and every amp would be $8,000. You know, and that's just stupid. You have to base, you know, your opinion on an amp with your ears and your hands, and whichever one wins that fight based on those things, that's the one to buy. Who gives a crap about the price? Seriously, we could talk about components all day long, but At the end of the day, if it sounds good, it is good. And that's Eddie Van Halen right there. That's a saying that he said all the time. If it sounds good, it is good. You know, so there's nothing wrong with buying an amp that's a little less expensive. You know, and a lot of these snobs out there always want, oh, it can't be good because it's not $4,000. It can't be good because it doesn't have the components that I have in my $4,000 amplifier. You know, who gives a crap what these guys think? You know, a bunch of cork-sniffing pricks. And 90% of them guys couldn't play their way out of a paper bag, so who gives a crap what they think? Buy the amp that works best for you, and who cares what the price is? As long as you can afford it and it's got the best bang for the buck for you, go with it, man. You know, seriously, that's what it should come down to. I don't know if James Brown is still in here. Oh, here he is. Let's see here. JB Watt's a 5% distortion spec. I don't know if you heard my question. That would be great if I could. James Brown, I'd love to have you on too for an interview. I suggested, I called EVH about that, and they said they would get, they said there's probably going to be a bunch of them that you're going to be in line for. But I'd love to have you on to ask you questions, and I'm sure everybody here would love to ask you a question as well. I could take questions in advance and send them to you so you're prepared. I mean, I'd be happy to do that. I've done interviews on the show before, and it's a lot of fun to do. So you're definitely welcome here, and I'm publicly inviting you now. So that would be nice. That would probably be a packed show as well. We'd probably have a couple hundred people on here watching, and I think it would be a lot of fun. So let's see here. Drum Evil says, and the internal gate is awesome feature on the Iconic. Gets rid of all the internal hiss and eliminates running noise gate and then 4 cable. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's good. See, there's some cool features there. Let's see here. Dane Hamilton says, also the thing with the components and especially with tube snobs, I gotta say Glenn Fricker's tube test is very enlightening. Yes, it is, isn't it? Let's see here. Jason Lewis, what's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you here. He says, just got here. I demoed an Iconic next to an Archon a couple of weeks ago, and the Iconic was head and shoulders better. Isn't it amazing? And again, it all depends on your taste, but honestly, that's how I feel as well. And it's funny, like I said, it bugs the crap out of you sometimes when you go to a store and you're like, but isn't this supposed to be better because it costs more? No, it's all subjective. It's all freaking subjective, I've been to fancy restaurants and ordered food that I could cook better at home. True story. I've really been there, and it's like, you got to be kidding me. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes things are just overpriced, and there's companies out there that build things, and they just kind of rely on their name and their legacy and their reputation to get them a lot more money for things, even though, are they really worth it? Well, I don't know. And then the sycophants that buy it run around and defend their purchase by bragging about it and defending it all the time, because really they're not defending the company or the amp, they're defending their ego, they're defending themselves. Well, I can't be stupid enough to spend too much on a piece of crap, so I'm just going to sit here and defend the product. In so doing, I'm defending myself and my intelligence, or lack thereof. So you can't buy into that stuff. Play it, shoot it out against a couple things, and make the best decision for you. That's the best thing I can tell you. It really is. And again, I'm not shilling for anything. I don't care what one you like better. All I care about is that you found the best product for you. That's what this channel is all about. Let's see here. Vex, Bill says, shoot it out against the Friedman Double J Jerry Cantrell amp. If I could get my hands on one, I can tell you right now, I'd prefer the Iconic. And God, this makes me sound like such a fanboy, but I'm not. I'm just being honest. The Friedman amps, as good as they are, they just haven't worked for me because they're just a little too soft on the top end for what I do and for my taste, but it doesn't mean they're not good amps. They just don't work for me. And I say this all the time. Every time I hear somebody else play a Friedman, I think it sounds amazing. As soon as I plug into it, I feel like I broke it. It just doesn't work for my riffs and my style of playing. You know, but again, it doesn't mean it's not a good amp. Matt Cat, what preamps tubes are in there? Stock JJ's. I can't see them. They got caps on them, so I don't know. If James is still here, I'm sure he can answer that. I'm really not sure which ones are in there. Yeah, don't listen to the cork sniffers, man. They're just a bunch of freaking idiots. Let's see here. Flux says, impressed as hell how the Iconics just flattened the 6505. It's an impressive amp, and Jarrod shows it off nicely. Thank you. And honestly, it's a clear win for me. It's not a decision where I'd have to go have lunch and come back and think about it. I would easily walk out of the store with the Iconic over the 6505 Plus right now. It would be like, pack it up, let's go. You know, over the Archon, again, think the Archon's a great amp, but it would be an easy decision for me on the Iconic because I like the feel. It's more fun to play. My hands enjoy the Iconic better. I just feel like I'm getting more out of it. And again, it doesn't have that soft top end. That doesn't really work for me. It's got that nice solid, nice bite in the top end that really slices through a mix good. And I can easily dial it in any way I want to suit my taste. There's definitely some flexibility here. I haven't even used the burn button at all in it. So, you know, there's definitely some cool stuff going on here. And it really does work very well for me. Let's see here. James Brown, a lot of the planning was already done before I came on board in 2019. Of course, there was a lot of back and forth working out details after I joined. Our team worked with them throughout the process. Oh, good. Thanks for answering. That's awesome. So basically you came in and basically just put the James Brown polish on it. How much... So what ideas, James, did you have for this amp? Like, what were the things that you specifically implemented on this amplifier that were like 100% like yours? Now, and the reason why I'm asking you that is because of what you just said. Like, you said some of the planning was done before you got there. So I want to see, like, I'm sure you took, like, a product that was in production, not in production, but it was being talked about and discussed, and then, of course, you got to come in and put the James Brown spin on it. So what were the things that you added to this and maybe even changed around that, you know, made the Iconic what it is right now? I'd like to hear what that is. And if I missed one of your other comments, I'm sorry. Trying to find you back here in case I missed something, because I definitely... When you got James Brown in your live feed, it's definitely, you want to pay attention to him and read his stuff. It's an honor to have you here, by the way. You know, I'm really glad I didn't even know you were going to be here tonight, so that's really cool. Bear with me here a second, guys. I'm just going through these. Okay, so James Brown says the tubes are getting tough to come by lately. We use JJ Pre and Power at first, then we likely need to change to other choices as availability gets tougher. Gotcha. Okay, thanks for answering that. I get it too. You know, I mean, you got to get what you got to get right now. Jason Lewis says, I played the JJ2 and didn't like it, especially versus the Iconic. Not a Friedman fan at all, though. Yeah, I mean, again, Friedman stuff's great, but it just doesn't work for me. So I always go for something. I like amps that are very responsive. And I like to grip the strings and do stuff, but I love an amp that kind of meets me halfway, and the Iconic definitely does that, and so do a lot of my other amps up here. That's why I bought them. I just love that feel, and I love getting that. Some people like to grip their strings harder and work them harder, and they want an amp that makes them do that, and I get that too. I just want something that meets me halfway, and you know, I don't know. I love the response I get out of a lot of these amps that I have. Okay, so Dane Hamilton, why the Iconic? With the Iconic, I was terrified of the release because EVH gear demo just sounded like a fizzy, sludgy mess. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot of conjecture about that, and it's all a matter of taste. I mean, I did a video like who did it better, Fluff or EVH, and in that video I said I would be somewhere in the middle, and honestly, I feel like that's where I'm at with how I dialed it in, mic'd it, and all that stuff. I feel like I'm between them because Fluff's demo was a little less aggressive, but it sounded good, but it wasn't the tone I would go for. Again, sounded good, but it's not my tone. And the EVH video was a little too high-endy for me. The player was amazing. That guy could play me under the table 8 days a week and twice on Sunday. That said, I found my way in the middle where I had the beef that Fluff had and the aggression that the other guy had from EVH, and I kind of melded them together, and I found a really good sweet spot there where I don't have as much high end, and I feel like the low end where I'm using it is tighter and more responsive for me. And that just shows you right there, there's 3 tones. I mean, you got a guy that's got, you know, a little more high end, the guy that's got a little more low end, and then there's me, where it's right in the middle, where I got a little bit of best of both worlds, in my opinion, and it's it's fitting the bill perfectly for me, you know. Let's see here. Okay, Jose Kalel, sorry. Can't wait to have the Iconic to complement my Chariot tone. Got goosebumps thinking about signing for that package. Yeah, I think it's a good addition. It's to your collection, and again, I think it's a low risk purchase because it does sound good, and it's not a ton of money. And I just think for those that are curious, you know, go for it, man. Especially that I've had it here twice now. I think it's great to have a second look at it and really be like, you know what, this is a pretty freaking good amp, you know. Oh, what's up, Kyle Bull? He says, how dare you miss a comment? What's going on, man? I think Kyle shot it out with the 6505 Plus as well. Kyle, what were your findings? Like, you know, just between you and me, you know, no one else is here. This isn't on the internet. What were your findings between the two? Because I'm finding a pretty big difference between the two in the room. And especially with my hands, I'm definitely feeling more, I'm having more fun with the Iconic. And I just feel, especially with, you know how the rhythm channel is on the 6505. It's just like, you know, with the Iconic, I got no issues with it at all. I just feel like everything, again, between those two especially, everything on the Iconic is usable. You know, you got a great clean, you got an awesome crunch rhythm channel and an amazing lead channel, where with the 6505 Plus, you know, you're going to spend more money and you're going to get one channel that's pretty much going to work for you. The other, you know, channel 1 in either mode is kind of like, it's okay. So right there's your value. You had a eureka moment. Right there's your value. Get the Iconic over the 6505 Plus because you're going to get more value out of it. You're going to have 3 usable channels as opposed to 1, and the high gain channel on the Iconic, in my opinion, sounds better than the 6505 Plus. It's more solid, it's got a better bite, more modern voicing, and it's more refined. Easy decision for me. Easy decision. Let's see here. James Brown, I pushed for the noise gate and the boost system, which boosts gain and volume output. And these are features I did on my amp tweaker pedals that were popular. Oh, cool. Thanks for responding, James. That's awesome. I also heard that the boost, I don't have everything hooked up tonight. I was just doing a simple shootout, but I also heard someone else, you commented on somebody else's video that the boost also gives more gain on the front end of the amplifier, like 8 decibels or something. That's if that's the case, that's really cool. That's really cool as well. It's a nice little Easter egg, you know. Oh, Damon Jackson, that's a good question. He says, James Brown, can we ask what changes did Eddie Van Halen ask you to make, if any? Great question. So yes, go watch Kyle's video on OD pedals. It's really good stuff. No, it is. I've done videos like that too, because man, I'm so sick and tired of people. Oh, you don't need an overdrive. A good amp doesn't need an overdrive pedal. Oh, okay, stupid. Um, if you're playing chords, I get what you're saying, but if you're playing riffs and leads and stuff like that, you're going to need something that makes the amp a little more responsive. And again, I've said this a million times, like, amp builders left us enough room to sculpt the tone with overdrive pedals so that we can have our own individual tone that works specifically for us, our hands, our guitars, our pickups, and all the other stuff, and our riffs, our playing style, you know, all that stuff. Just because you use an overdrive pedal doesn't mean the amp sucks or that you suck. Using an overdrive pedals means that you are more in tune with your playing and with the amp, and you're playing riffs that require something to make the amp more responsive. And it's not a lack on the amp's part or yours that causes that problem. It's just the way it is. That's like saying race cars that have fairings are for drivers that suck at driving. No, they're going 200 miles an hour around a track surrounded by 30 other cars. Of course they're going to need fairings and better suspension and stuff like that. They're doing something more than getting groceries and dropping the kids off to soccer practice. So I wish all these soccer moms would stop yelling at race car drivers about why they need fairings and better suspension. That's kind of how we look at guys that say you don't need an overdrive pedal. All right, soccer mom. Yeah, keep dropping your kids off to soccer practice. I'll enjoy going around the track at 200 miles an hour. Thank you very much. It's the way it works, man. Let's see here. Max Sarman, won't say names, but I know there's one YouTuber that's been nonstop bashing the Iconic lately. Yeah, we won't talk about that tonight, but you know, I definitely have some stuff in the works that hopefully will you know, address some of that, because that's really unfortunate. You know, let's see here. James Dunn, I like the 6505-2 better than the 6505 Plus. Yeah, I'll definitely shoot them out. I'll be getting the 6505-2 soon. I just hope to God that they address those issues on the amp. If you're going to do a reissue on an amp and keep it the same, I just think that's a mistake. You want to update some things on it. So hopefully they did that. I don't know if they did or not, but we'll find out in a couple weeks. Bobby Lucky, what's going on, man? He says, hey, Jarrod, late to the show, missed the shootout rewind time. What is that that makes sounds easier to play? What is it that makes the sounds easier to play? Sorry, I'm trying to understand your question. I apologize. It's going right over my head right now. Maybe you should get the sock puppet out for me tonight, because my brain's fried. What is it that makes the sounds easier to play? Maybe you're asking which amp is easier to play. So far tonight, it's the Iconic. It's definitely more rewarding to my hands. I'm really enjoying it. It's more responsive. Sorry, I'm just going through these here. Oh, that's a good question. Eric Salinas is asking James Brown, was the Iconic designed with a certain speaker in mind? That's a good question. That's something a lot of people forget, is that these amp builders, they're testing the amp out on something with a certain kind of speaker in it. So it's definitely something. Maybe they tested it out on a bunch. I don't know. I've never been in the shop. But that would be interesting in which speaker they kind of looked at. Sorry, I'm still here for the dead air here. Okay, so Kyle Bull says the 65052 is basically the 6505 Plus with a slight voicing tweak. I think the green channel on the Peavey models is okay, but not the star of the show. Classic red channel voicing, very cocked wah mid. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for responding to that. Appreciate it. So yeah, so it's like you said, Jarrod, it's a mental thing. Can't be a good amp unless it's expensive mentality. Yeah, it's hard. You know, it really is hard sometimes for people to make peace with the whole price thing. You know, like, yeah, it can't be good if it's affordable. Like, well, that's not necessarily true. It really isn't. You know, it doesn't have to cost $1 million to be good. It really doesn't. You know, it just has to be built well with good features. And a lot of times you can't hear what a better component sounds like compared to something that costs less. I mean, transformers, yeah, there's definitely some differences in transformers, but some of the other stuff, I mean, you know, like what James Brown said, you know, we had a price point, and we had to do what we had to do to make it work in there, and I don't think they cut any quality. I mean, dude, it sounds killer, you know, and it's got good features in it. I can't, you know, my ears and hands can't tell me what's different about this amplifier as far as components and price and all that. All I know is my hands and ears are very happy with it. So who gives a crap? You know, that's all that matters to me. You know? James Brown, we actually designed the speaker to fit the amp. We used the EVH 12 in the 412s, which are darker like greenbacks. The GH12 anniversary in the 5153 combos. This speaker was kind of in between. Oh, gotcha. Steve Evenchek. I was on the fence when I watched the videos, but I had to get it in my hands to decide. I love it, and there was a lunchbox style that came out. It was the same amp. I would buy it. Oh, cool. Kyle Bull Iconic. I find the green channel much more open on the top end and usable less nasally. Red channel is very much the EVH red channel thing, very compressed and saturated, easy to play. That said, yeah, it really is. I mean, I could play the red channel all damn day. I mean, the red channel's killer, but again, the green channel isn't an afterthought. Again, why do amps put a crappy crunch channel in their amps that isn't usable? It's like, why did you do this? Just put more gain in it, you know, and voice it better. That's what I consider a good value, you know. I really would consider it a good value. Even if the 6505 Plus was tied on the red channel, which it's not, with the Iconic, I would still buy the Iconic because, again, the crunch channel, which is channel 1, sounds better, you know, and feels better. So why wouldn't I buy it? Let me do some more riffs on the Iconic, and maybe I'll do a mix and hang out for a few more minutes. Well, I don't know. That doesn't say what needs to be said about this amp. I'll just let it speak for itself. You know, I don't know what else to say. You know, I mean, I'll just let the amp do its own talking, and I think it spoke really well for itself tonight. You know, I think all the amps sound great, but if I was at the store, I'd pick the Iconic and walk out happy. Save money, got a great amp, sounds great, feels great, takes a pedal well, it's very flexible, all 3 channels work perfectly. They do what they say they're going to do, and they sound as good as those channels could possibly sound, especially considering the price. You know, it really is that good. Dirt Racer X says, I'm liking the Iconic more and more. Yeah, so am I. Kyle Bolt says, Iconic is a little more relaxed in the mids than most 5150 models. Some may love it, some may hate it. I welcome it because it's different from the rest. Yeah, and you know what? You can always boost the mids a little bit more in it to get more out of it. So right now I got them just below top dead center. I'll mess with them real quick. Let's just do a quick little thing with the mids. I kind of moved them up a little, and they're just over top dead center, and it's nice and full and juicy now. So, yeah, I mean, you could scoop them a little, add a little. Even at cranked all the way up, it wasn't too honky. So, it's all usable, you know. Let's see here. Let me catch up to you guys. I think I missed a comment. Was it Ben Burnett? Yeah, Ben Burnett, all this is great. You played the amp and shot it out against the best of the best, but without a schematic, you don't know what to get. I won't buy an amp without a schematic. Yeah, there was another video that was taken down about the schematic. I'm sorry, but I'm never going to buy an amp based on a schematic. I'm never going to go in the store and go, yeah, but you got a schematic for me? Yeah, I want to see the schematic. You know, I'm not going to pick out an amp without looking at a schematic. You know, and it only has 2 tubes in it. Who cares what the schematic is, man? Give me a freaking break. Just play it. These things and these things. That's all that matters. Hands and ears. If those things are happy, who gives a crap? Gosh, we got 80 people here. Awesome. Let's see here. Alexander says the Iconic is biased colder than and an 80 watt like a Variac down amp would be. It's adjustable bias and proper tech can bias it to dissipation you like. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see here. James Brown, Flux, we haven't talked about it, but at least it's a simple stereo foot switch plug that easily controlled the stomp by stomp box and MIDI switchers. Oh, that's good, because I want to start MIDI controlling this. Warm cord, it chugs, son. Sure does. Totally chugs, man. Chugged enough for me, Max says. Yeah, it chugs, it gents, it shreds, it chords, it sounds great. You know, guys, I'll stake my reputation on it, okay? I've been on YouTube for a while. I've always been known, hopefully, I've always been honest with you guys. This amp is definitely a good amp. You know, if people don't like it, I respect their opinion. I have nothing to gain or lose by that. It's all subjective, but it's definitely a good amp. It does all the stuff, and don't listen to the naysayers. Whatever you do, especially the ones that have never played it. You know, if there's guys on YouTube writing with all over their face with magic marker saying that it sucks, I mean, why would you listen to that guy? You know, listen to people who have actually played it. And then listen to the playing itself. Listen to how it sounds in mixes. Listen to how it sounds by itself, and use your own ears and your own discretion. Again, I don't care if you buy it. I don't care if you don't buy it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to show it to you, and you do whatever you want. Truth be told, I've brought amps home from the store that I was going to review on the channel, and they were absolutely horrible. And I just brought them back and said, I'm not going to, I'm not going to destroy an amplifier on the channel. It's just not what I do. Now, if I bought it and, I hated it, I'd tell you, but I've tried to be as respectful as I can about it, and you guys know which amps I haven't liked on this channel. The Mark V 90, I couldn't stand it. I like the Mark IV 90, I like the Mark V 25, but the Mark V 90, I hated that amp. It just didn't work for me. Doesn't mean it's not good. It just doesn't work for me. The Hughes and Kettner Triamp didn't work for me. Doesn't mean it's not good. Just didn't work for me. So you guys know I'm honest on this channel, and I'm not going to recommend something, or at least tell you in my opinion, I think it's good, unless I really do feel that way. I'm not expecting EVH or James Brown to send me a bunch of gifts and freebies because I'm just being honest with you. I'm expecting my channel to grow and for people to appreciate what I do here. That's what I'm expecting. And for people to have a place to come to for honesty. And I'm not going to waste your time. That's what I'm expecting in return, is just trust me. I want your trust, because if I don't have that, then I don't have a channel. So why would I recommend something that's an absolute piece of crap just so I could put a couple bucks in my pocket, even though I don't get money if you buy this amp. Now, that said, I do have an affiliate link with Motor City, and whatever you buy there, if you use the affiliate link that's in the description, yeah, I get a couple bucks kickback, but it helps keep the channel going, because this isn't cheap to do. It's not cheap, and it's a lot of my time spent on it. So, but I don't care if you buy something or not. I'm still going to eat tomorrow. It's just a nice little, nice little bonus. That's all. So James Brown says, Tone Wars, call out to Alexander Shabilsky, sorry, I can't. So Alexander, who helped me design these bad boys. All right, well, good for you, Alexander. Thanks for helping James Brown with this. You did a great job. Let's see here. Warm chords. Still looking at the schematic. Still looking for the schematic to my drum kit. Wes Gonder. I'm going to try to slave my 5153 to my Iconic tomorrow. Oh, cool. Steve Venchek. Jarrod, it's a piece of history you have to add one to your collection. Rest in peace, Eddie. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. It's definitely something I wouldn't mind having here, to be honest with you. Yeah, so Flux says, James Brown, I hope you guys consider MIDI integration, because you guys nailed it with the Iconic. Sounds like $1 million. I want one now. Great point, Flux. And that's a big thing with me. I love MIDI because I have my Helix here, and it switches all my amps, and it's just such a nice feature to have. And honestly, I think MIDI should be pretty much a standard feature on amps. I get why people can't always do it because of, pricing and whatnot. But man, if there's a way we could sneak MIDI into every amp, I think it's just such a great feature to have. Those of you who haven't used it are like, MIDI schmitty. I'm telling you, once you use it, you'll be like, how did I ever get by without it? I can switch all my channels and a bunch of effects all at the same time. I'm not up there tap dancing. It's just the best. Really is. And I would love to see MIDI on the Iconic. You know what I'd like to see too, while I have James's ear, and not that my opinion, whatever, it's worth whatever, but I'd love to see like an Iconic where it has like, like more features, where people wouldn't mind paying more for it. Like, all right, an Iconic with maybe, with maybe 3 separate channels, as opposed to, the green channel being, either clean or dirty. Give us a dedicated clean, and then give us a dedicated crunch channel, and then a dedicated lead channel, and then have their own EQs, and then have their own resonance for channels per channel, and then also add MIDI to it, I think that would be freaking awesome. You know, and I know people would pay more for that. I know they would. You know, I think that would be awesome. You know, so just stuff like that, you know, and maybe this is a thing where EVH is kind of going, well, let's see how this does. And if they sell like hotcakes, maybe we can do a version where they has more feature packed and charge more for it, obviously, because it's worth more, and see how those sell. I wouldn't have a problem buying one of those at all either. I think that would be a freaking kick-ass amp. Yeah, CMO79 says free shipping all if you live outside Michigan for Motor City from affiliate link. Yeah, I know that you don't pay sales tax. I know that. Talk to Motor City about that, and they'll see if they can work something out for you. But no sales tax outside the state of Michigan if you buy from Motor City on the affiliate link. So that's awesome. Flux says, CS can't believe that price sound for that low price. Yeah, it's freaking killer. It's like it's a great sounding amp for the price. Braxel, you like the Iconic, Jared? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I definitely would choose it over the 3 amps that I shot it, or the 2 amps that I shot it out against tonight. It would be a pretty easy choice. And I know people, oh, you're just being a fanboy, and you're just saying that because James Brown's here. I didn't know James was going to be here. I'm just being honest with you. You know? And I'm that kind of guy. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to get free stuff or showered with gifts and money and whatever. I mean, I'll eat tomorrow either way. So I'm just being honest with you. You know, it's a great amp. Oh, wow. Jose said he ordered from Motor City, shipped same day, no sales tax, and $8.99. Good for you, dude. Good for you. Congratulations. And please let me know how you like it when you get it, man. And I'm hitting it with the Mud Killer tonight. So it's taking the pedal very well. I'm originally from Saginaw, Alexander says. I love driving down to Motor City Guitar, man. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's cool. You're originally from here. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Well, it's good to have you here, Alexander. And if you have any Easter eggs or anything that you want to say about the amp, feel free to share. You know, we're all here listening, so it'd be fun to hear from you. Sensor Spock just ordered one. This was an awesome session. Thank you. Oh, thank you, man. You know, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I really am. And again, they're good amps. I'll stake my reputation on it. I really would for whatever that's worth. You know. Let's see here. James. Oh, okay. James Brown says 3 channels, MIDI, dedicated EQ, all those things above what you have to have, so those models we have to leave it out. So for these models we have to leave it out. No, I get it. I totally get it. There was a price point thing, and I totally get it. But man, like I said, James, again, great job on this. I'm not knocking it at all. I think it's phenomenal. I'm highly recommending it to people with no problem. But if you were to make like I don't know, a step-up version, you know, and I'm not saying quality-wise, but just feature-wise with more features so that people would spend more money on it and get those, that would be kick-ass, man. It really would. And I totally understand and respect why you couldn't put those features in this amp at this price point. But now that I think this amp's selling like crazy, I don't see how people would have a problem with it. I mean, that's why they have the 6505 and the 6505 Plus and, you know, yada, yada, yada. All these different amps have all these different things. But, hey, I'm just taking advantage of the fact that I got you here, and I'm just putting my 2 cents out there for whatever it's worth, you know. It would be just really killer to see that. And honestly, I think they would sell, even if you spent, you know, charged whatever hundreds of dollars more it took to make that happen. I think people would still go for it. I know EVH has, you know, they're familiar with MIDI because there's you know, the Stealth 50 has it, so it's not like it's a foreign thing for them. They can easily do it. I just really like to see that. Yeah, Steve Enchek, yes, an Iconic Mark II. Dude, there it is right there. Iconic Mark II with those features. And I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it to you this way right now. If you come out with an Iconic Mark II with those features in it, I will take my money. I will make it rain. I don't care. I'll throw my money at you. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that will. I guarantee you I will have one on the show, and I will buy it. I'm not asking you to send it to me. I'll buy the damn thing. And because I think that it would be that cool. I really do. Let's see here. James Brown, Tone Wars, we just keep been getting, let's see, we've just been keeping an eye out for new videos, and Alexander hit me a link to your live show. Glad to join. Oh, thanks, man, and thanks, Alexander, for doing that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it very much. Let's see here. No, it's good to have you here. And I'm so glad that you're here too, James and Alex, so you can answer these questions. I mean, that's like the best part of doing these videos is having the amp builder here. So you guys can interact with everybody and share like Easter egg stories or answer questions and stuff, because nobody knows this amp better than you guys. So it's an honor to have you guys here. I really love it. And that's why I'm staying live, because I love the interaction, and I'm sure everybody else is too. Ben Burnett, James Brown, please tell us what's in the pipeline. Okay, so James Brown says, Tone Wars understood on the higher end version, and maybe a Mark II would be popular. We'll run it up the flagpole and see what salutes. There you go, guys. There you freaking go. And I salute you right now, sir. James, I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you 100% I will buy one. Not that that is the end-all be-all for why you guys would decide to do this, but man, I'm sure it would sell like crazy. I really think it would, because for guys like me who want that little extra more, you know, like I want the, you got a car with the backup camera, the heated and air-conditioned seats, and the heated steering wheel? Yeah, we got that when we're in over here. It's a little more. I don't care. That's what I want. Okay, let's sign you up for that one. I'm that guy, you know. I'm that guy that wants those things, and I'm not the only guy on the planet that thinks that way. So if you guys come up with that, dude, let me know. I will totally review it, and I'll freaking buy it. Totally. Braxel, if Jarrod says it sounds good, I believe it because Jarrod tells the truth. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, and I'm comparing it to all these other amps that are here, and I definitely think it's holding its own pretty well, you know. Especially when you consider the price. I mean, seriously, it's a good deal. Yeah, everybody let James Brown know right now. Like, seriously, put it in the chat if you seriously, honestly want a iconic Mark II with those features. Just do it, and I think that would be a great thing. And that's what's so good about technology and with social media and going live and stuff like that. That's why I do these live streams, because we can have real interaction with people like James Brown. Again, the guy's a freaking legend. He works side by side with Eddie Van Halen on the original 5150, and he's right here hanging out with us right now. How cool is that? That's freaking cool as hell, you know? So you have his ear right now. Tell him what you think, and I'm sure he'll be happy to make that happen for you guys. You know, seriously, this is great interaction. I wasn't expecting this, and I was expecting to cut the live stream off a long time ago, but I'm keeping it going for your guys' sake, and selfishly for mine, because this is a lot of fun. Gear Walker, your shoes look comfortable. Off topic. Yeah, they are. These are super comfortable shoes. They're actually Crocs shoes. You know, pretty weird, huh? But they work. Let's see here. Kyle Bull, I try to keep things subjective, but I truly believe the Duality DX is the best boost on the planet. No, it's a good one. I think it's really good. I prefer the Mud Killer right now, but there's times I plug into the Duality and I like it as well. I just love the Mud Killer for its flexibility. Not that the Duality is not flexible, but the Mud Killer's got the flexibility that I look for. But again, they're both really good. DY, iconic Mark II Stealth 100 watt, please. Yeah, that'd be cool too to like have a little more watts in the Mark II, like just a little more, maybe 100 watter. I love it when people make a Mark II of something and they kind of add a little shot of juice to it. Just another like little more oomph to it or something like that. I think that would be awesome. But the features I mentioned, I think would be great. Independent EQs, independent channels. All three channels have their own resonance knob, and then you have the MIDI. Money, take my money, take it. I'll throw it at you. That would be it for me right there. It'd be awesome. Let's see here. I'm all in. Everybody's like, yeah. Ben Burnett says, James Brown Mark II would blow my nuts off. That tone with MIDI, hell yeah. Yep, hell yeah, man. Steve Menchek's in. See, Drum Evil, I want this iconic, although the EL34 version would be killer too. See, that's the thing. That's what's so nice about when you come out with an amp that really resonates with people and is awesome. You can do spin-offs. You can do an EL34 version. You can do a Mark II with more features. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with it that would fit people's tastes, and it would be sweet to have all these different versions of it out there. I mean, EVH is known for that. They got the EL34, they got the Stealth, they got the 50 watt, they got different versions. They got the 6L6, they got all these different things, and they're all different enough that they justify people buying them or trying them out because they all have different flavors. And I'm telling you, it really is a thing. People love it. Joseph Hibbs, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, one more riff, I'm late to the show. All right. I'll play a riff for you. Let me see. I'll do Disjointed again. There's a lot of new people here. I'll do that one. 1 second here. There you go. There's a nice chunky mix for you. Yeah, this thing doesn't chug at all. It doesn't. There's no chugginess in it. It doesn't have any balls. There's no low end. There's no fullness. It only has 2 tubes in it. Give me a freaking break. This thing's freaking money. It does all that stuff really well. It chugs, it shreds, it gents. It's got a lot of gain. It's got more gain than I could ever use, and I'm a freaking gainiac. I mean, it's just insane, man. I got, yeah, it's got plenty of freaking gain in it. Yeah, I don't know how you guys did it, but you did it. Looks like I missed a few super chats. Again, thank you, Joseph Hibbs. Brent Nelson, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for the super chat. Kyle Bull says, Jarrod, James, Alex, good stream, guys. Off to bed for me. Have a great night all. Thanks, buddy. Good seeing you here, Kyle. Always good to see you here in the stream. And you have an awesome channel, dude. I love your videos. Thanks again for being here, dude. Ooh, Steve Venchek, an iconic KT88. Ooh, that would be something, huh? That would be something. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading comments. Sorry for the dead air. Yeah, thanks, Jose. Yeah, I do have an affiliate link, so if you want to order one from Motor City, just use that. And yeah, I honestly I get a little kickback, but again, it's just, I mean, if you're going to get it from them, I would appreciate it because it helps support the channel. I am on Patreon now as well, so I could use any support that you want to give me there. I greatly appreciate that. I don't have a tier system, just whatever you want to donate is perfectly fine and appreciated. So, yeah, thank you very much. Let's see here. Carrie Pittington says, giving James Brown our musical brotherly love and appreciation. May you and your family have a health and joy 2022 and much beyond. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see here. Matt Cat says, another cool idea to add EVH Iconic Mini Head 20-watt version in the future. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. Yes, I'm a Ganiac. Braxel, will it cook a ribeye steak for me? Only on the red channel. On the green channel it won't, but on the red channel it'll totally cook a ribeye. Guaranteed. Let's see here. You can do so much with different Tolex choices. Yeah, there's a lot of... That'd be cool, too, to have different Tolex choices with it. Bill X says, James Brown should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for creating a metal amp that was missing that extreme metal sound. The original block letter changed metal guitar sounds forever. Exactly, and that's why we should have so much respect for James, because that amp changed metal guitar sound forever. That was the amp that defined metal when it came out. Everybody was like, oh yeah, the Soldano, blah, blah, blah. But when that amp came out, it was like, whoa, geez, this thing's freaking nasty. And I had one. I had one when they first came out. I bought a combo, and I loved that thing. I kept it for a long time. And, you know, they really did. Now everything is basically compared to the original 5150, you know? Like how everybody used to compare everything to Marshalls. Now 5150 took that torch and ran with it. Now everything's kind of compared to that. And there's spin-offs everywhere, but I mean, that's the amp that really kind of defined metal sound, you know, metal guitar sound. And I prefer the modern versions of them, but things have changed. I mean, it doesn't mean that that amp's not good. I mean, it still holds its own. It still sounds good to this day. There's still people using it in studios and in tours to this day. They still swear by that amp, and it really is great. I love the more defined tone that I'm getting out of the Iconic. It's just a little more defined, more refined, and I just like the way that the top end is in it better. It's just it's just refined, more modern sounding, and I like the way it's voiced. But if it wasn't for the original 5150, this one wouldn't be here today. So we always have to pay respect to the original stuff because it gave birth to everything that led up to this, you know. And without it, we wouldn't have them. So thanks, Braxel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Alexander says the 50-watt 5153s are awesome. Yeah. Hey, Ronnie K. What's up, buddy? Good to see you here. Mike Reagan, I know it's a Fender. My apologies. It's still made by James Brown, though whom I take my hat off to. Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a lot of mad respect for that guy, man. You know, James, again, has contributed so much by other companies who were like, well, gosh, that thing sounds amazing. I guess we're going to have to get to the drawing board and make something that's as nasty and awesome as that. You know, so they all did that. So the 5150, it just really gave birth to a lot of great stuff that we wouldn't have today. You know, that's not even associated with the brand. So, mad props, man. Where will we be today? Seriously. You know, so anyways, well, I've been on for, oh God, it's 10:38. Sheesh, 2 hours and 8 minutes. I'm having a blast. I really am. And I hate getting off here, but I got to shoot another video tonight and I got to eat before I do that. So hopefully I'll have another video up for you guys tomorrow that's addressing some issues that we've all been dealing with lately. And to be honest with you, I've friggin' had it. And I'm dropping the hammer. So So now it's time for me to turn into beast mode here and get that going for you guys. But let's see here. James Brown said, enjoy, but the hang gotta go. Hey, thanks, James Brown, for being here. Yeah, thanks so much. It was an honor to have you here. You and, it was just great to have you here, dude. So seriously, thank you so much for all your contributions to the industry. Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, hell yeah, taking this guy's time to the limit. Good night, brother. Brent Nelson says, James, thanks for hanging. It was awesome. Yeah, it was. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here as well. Guys, thank you so much for being here. It was an honor doing this. I went a lot longer than I thought I would. I was just going to do an hour, but based on James being here and you guys coming in and having a good time, I got no problem with doing a longer stream for you because I'm here for you. That's my job, and I love it. So God bless you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. So keep your eyes open tomorrow. I'm going to try my best to get this video done for tomorrow because, again, there's some stuff I got to address, and it has to be done. It's unfortunate, but it's something that I got to take care of. And, yeah. So I will see you all tomorrow. God bless you guys. Thanks again for watching. And every day's a gift. And thank you so much for spending part of yours with me. And God bless you guys. And go get a freaking Iconic. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's a freaking killer amp. Just go get one. If you're on the fence, hopefully this video knocked you off the fence. I know the Chugs did. So go get one. God bless you guys. Y'all have a good night now. See you next time.